This is my portfolio on the characteristics of epithelial versus connective tissues. Epithelial tissue is identified in 3 different types that include squamous, cuboidal, and columnar. As you can see in squamous, it kind of almost looks like a fried egg. The nucleus is what makes it look like a fried egg to me because it's in the very middle. And if we go over to cuboidal, it kind of reminds me like a hockey rink because all of these nuclei surrounding the lumen are like the people in a hockey rink, and this would be like the ice where the hockey players skate. And then if we look at columnar, it looks like a bunch of columns and the nucleus is towards the bottom. All 3 have distinct shapes to them and are very easily identifiable due to their shapes and where the nuclei are placed in the cell shape. Now if we look at connective tissue, you can see the difference in the shape and the visibility of the nuclei from the before slide of epithelial tissue. There are more than just 3 shapes that I'm going to be showing you today, but today I'm going to show you the dense regular, the hyaline cartilage, and the fibrocartilage. The dense regular almost looks like a C. It's all flowing the same way with these little kind of like wormy shaped things, and it's all going in the same direction. And if you look at hyaline right here, they almost look like little eyeballs. They're kind of spaced out, and the nucleus is visible, unlike over in dense regular where it's kind of hard to see them. The hyaline nucleus is very visible, and it reminds me of an eye because right here would be, the black middle thing in your eye, and then around is the white, and it all has a distinct shape to it. The fibrocartilage is identifiable because, as you can see, all of these nuclei are in rows. They're not very spaced out. They're kind of smushed together a little bit, and they're little kind of cliques almost. And they are like that because fibro is like a row. It's all in one area. Like this one's probably one of the best ones to look at. It's all in one area and they're lined up kind of like corn rows. Yeah, like corn rows. How in a cornfield all the corn is in a direct like line and it's all very organized and very identifiable. Now if we compare epithelial looks versus connective looks, you can see the difference in the way they are shaped and their color. But I'm going to use some that are kind of close in the way that they look in color, not so much shape but color. And I will be using squamous from the epithelial group and fibrocartilage from the connective group. As you can see in squamous, it is like a fried egg, and it has a bigger nucleus than in fibrocartilage. The nuclei are quite big in fibrocartilage, but not as visible as they are in squamous. You can tell the difference between these 2 types of tissues due to the way that they are shaped, and as you can see, there's not much space in between these cells right here. They're kind of all squished together, and then when you look at fibrocartilage, there's a little bit that are squished together, and then the rest are kind of just floating around doing their own little thing. But the big difference that I find in epithelial and connective tissue are the way that they look because of their shape and color. You see how these 2 kind of have almost the same color, but if you look closer, the squamous is more of a darker purple in inside of the cell, while this is more of like a see-through around the nucleus. You can tell the difference between these two because of the way that they are shaped, and because these are kind of like circular almost, but these are more cubed. And yeah, so that is how I find the difference between epithelial and connective tissues.